So hi everybody, I made it at last. It's about 3:30ish I think. I'm at Glencoe Ski Centre car park now. Just met Gordon, he's doing a wee piece of camera over there behind me, and we're both parked up beside each other. And we're going to head up on the chair. So we're lazy old guys, we're going to try and take the chair up before it finishes today. And then probably head up to Kuiu, which is one you might remember from my winter camp with RS Outdoors and my brother. So I'm hoping we'll do something similar. On the way up, it was pretty painless. Getting off could be different, but we'll see. Gordon's behind me. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag this, I think. It looks like it could easily rain. And the winds are, I believe, going to crank up slightly. So I think it will be windy up there, for sure. Good way to come down, by bike.
There we go.
One saggy bridge. Woohoo! I'll get some water here actually. I'm going to just fill up with some water before we head up further. Right, have water, we'll travel. Right, nearly at the highest point, I think. I don't really remember this from the winter, I can't remember exactly the terrain. Yeah, that looks pretty much the highest. The Buchel's about clagged in, and the ski area behind us, and then up towards, is it Kuiu, I think? So I'm just going to try and scout out some areas that are out the worst of the wind. There's an area down here which could be a bog fest, but there's also an area just slightly higher there which looks like it might take 2 tents. Gordon's also said this area here, overlooking the A2 and Rannoch moor, could be quite nice. A82, sorry. And I'll check, there's a hole over here which was filled with snow in our winter camp, and if it's not too damp that could work as well. So we'll go and see what's doing there. Gordon's just going over the horizon there, you can see his pack. He's just checking out an area there I think, or maybe he's just taken by the Buchel, which draws you in like a magnet. Okay, we've chosen a spot, so we're right in the wind here, which is quite good. Hopefully both tents can take the wind, no problem. Gordon, I think we'll just go up here about 30 feet ahead of me, and I'm going to try and squeeze the Kuiu Storm Star into here. It'll be tight. So tonight Gordon's on the Vern 1 and I'm going to be in the Storm Star. At the Storm Star by no means is a huge tent. I would not get that concerned about the packability of it. I don't think there's an awful lot in them. The poles for this might be slightly longer. If you compare, see there you go. No, there's not really a lot in it. Well, it just started raining as I was putting the tent up there, as you probably saw in the lens when I was trying to do the time lapse. But I've managed to get the tent up in time. The pegs have gone in not too bad. I haven't actually had to stone them in or rock them in yet. I'm hoping they'll hold okay. The wind is quite high. I think it's 35 mile an hour tops for around about here tonight. So it's probably down at 15-20 at the moment or something. You'll hear the tent whistling. But yeah, it really is a limp at the Storm Star. I hope I'm not speaking too soon. Security, oh yes, and quietness. Yeah, you can hear it whistling, but it's yeah, it's relatively quiet. There's no flapping, no rattling. Yeah, it's just a wee bit squally when the rain comes and goes. It sounds like it in the tent anyway. At the moment, dead still again, and then you just get a usual kind of gust. I do like this gear loft. I don't know if you can see it above me, but it's handy for putting a lot of your heavy tech stuff out the way. So, sleep system tonight again is a Light Tour winter mat, the single chamber one this time because it's a wee bit lighter, packs a wee bit smaller. And then I've got my Trichology pillow again, which is proving to be quite good. And you'll be pleased to know I've washed it, so there's no dribbles. And the sleeping bag is once again my very trusty Decathlon MT900 zero rated down bag, which will probably be a wee bit over the top for tonight. I don't think it'll drop below about 8 degrees, single figures up here tonight. But anyway, it's good to know you've got the comfort when you need it. It's quite good that because it straps onto the pad and should stay in place for the night. Cook set is the Soto Windmaster as always, a fairly new gas and my fire maple heat exchanger pot, which is a nice combo, works really well. And I get a lot out of a small gas cylinder, so I can usually use it for a few trips. Most of my trips recently have been overnight, so you don't burn an awful lot, even cooking for two. And this one should keep me going for a week or two yet. And as you can see, the Stormstar gives you a lot of room. It's actually really good for two. This is the wide end down at the foot tonight, so it won't really matter because it's only me. Unless, of course, the Vern 1 blows down and God needs somewhere to stay. No, they're both great tents. Yeah, plenty of room. I'll put the rucksack in this vestibule over here. I'll cook in here tonight, which is out the wind, which is coming from my back, so it's a westerly coming on the side of the tent rather than the end of the tent. But the Stormstar's quite a slippery shape, so I'm hoping it won't really bother it, whatever direction the wind chooses to tack tonight. Sitting pretty and looking good. Literally like a limpet. Very slippery from all directions and very quiet. It makes quite a whistling noise I've noticed, which I think is the poles catching the wind. But the actual fabric of the tent doesn't really flap much. It will probably need a wee retention because it is sil poly with this relatively cold air temperature. And the wind coming in from the west, which is the far side of the tent this way. It's actually taking its side on, so there isn't an awful lot possibly could have done with a second guy line on the side poles, I'm not sure. But it's not flexing, so I'm not too worried. And we've got quite a nice view of Ben across the A82 over there. The buckle at the moment is clagged in, so we can't really see it. But I'm hoping that'll clear up for you later on, try and give you some views. The last time I was here there was a mountain rescue going on the side of the buckle. Those of you, if you want to look back and see our winter camp with RS Outdoors, you'll see the helicopter, the floodlights and the teams working on the slope there. It was quite a night and it went on for hours. And this is Gordon's B&B. Do you know what, we've never even said hello. This is Gordon, Red Man Walking, as you probably know from his channel. If you don't already follow it, please have a wee look, he's got some great stuff.
Only my mum calls me Gordon. Everybody else is
G. Sorry, I should say G. There you
it's
go.
only when I'm in trouble.
But he's got some great hill walking content and camping content. And he's much more professional than me, to be honest. Anyway, there you go, that's his setup in there. The wee Vern 1 is looking great. I say wee, it's really spacious as well. I mean, you could literally possibly sleep a second person in there. And he's got, what's that bed setup called again? That's the
Zen Bivy light bed.
The Zen Bivy light bed. So it looks really good. It's very deep actually as well. For a one man, it's got an amazing amount of space behind the sleeping bag area. I mean, there comes that gusty wind again. So here's dinner tonight, paella and some fresh chicken to go with it as well, just to bulk it out a bit. Looking good. Midges are out unfortunately. The wind has just died all of a sudden. And they're aggressive, so I need to get some jungle formula on. You can't win, it's either too cold and windy to stand outside for too long. We've having a good chat, but pretty nippy actually for summer. Or the wind stops and the midges come out and they are bloody aggressive, I'll tell you. So I may have to zip up the tent and eat my dinner in peace for a while. And my wee paella tonight has been washed down with a wee Cabernet Sauvignon, which has been very nice. It comes in a plastic bottle as well, got this in Tesco's. Normally all these wee miniatures are in glass and I loathe carrying glass up the hill with me in terms of weight. So this is nice because it's a wee thin plastic bottle, but yeah, it is slipping down nicely. Wind's up again, makes a great noise. I'm just cleaning the pot so that I can get some coffee on without it tasting of chorizo or paella. But it's good because I'd rather have this wind going because it's definitely keeping the midges away. When it stops, my god, they're out quick. And I've got jungle formula on, which should hold. Certainly gets quite gusty now and again. Very flukish. One minute you're getting hammered, the next minute it's dead quiet. But we are quite exposed here, there's just no cover, which we kind of went for to keep down the midges. And we're both in good tents that should be able to handle these winds. Cheers everyone. Oh. Chorizo coffee. It's new. It's not necessarily improved, but it's new. It's just new to me. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's better than nothing. So while it's still light, I'd just like to say a big thanks to everyone who commented on my last video. As you know, I was asking about what I should do with the future of the channel. Did you like gear videos? Did you like trip videos? Or did you like a combination of both? I think what was really nice was a lot of people just said to me, carry on doing what you're doing, which, thank you very much, was a real compliment. But I think what came out of it also was that the trip combined with any gear that I'm testing is probably the best way forward. So I'll try and continue pretty much as normal, and we'll see how we get on. I've got a couple of bits of gear coming, but nothing too major, I think. And I've got my eyes on some equipment I want to buy for myself, but some of it's not out yet, but I'll hopefully share that with you in future videos. Anyway, I'm going to finish my chorizo coffee, get out for a wander and stretch our legs before it's dark, and then I'll come back to you later. What a beautiful view now. We've both had our dinner, we're just having coffee, and the weather seems to have improved a wee bit, so the Buchel's now clear, as you can see, and just great the way it's lighting up the valley. Fantastic. Yeah, so the rain's just coming in again. As you can see, it's quintessentially Scottish. I was just thinking, the Buchel, the low clag, the light drizzle. But I'm going to get in and I'll just edit some photos and stuff and chill out for a wee while. Unfortunately, the batteries in my radio are dead, so I can't listen to the radio. And the signal here, strangely, is kind of poor. So it's even difficult to stream anything on the phone. You've got to be higher up the hill, just behind me here, to get a decent signal. That's another of those kind of just points when the wind really gets up again. It's kind of hurtling through. Do you know I've got two tents up for sale actually? I'm not sure which one to keep, so I'm going to sell either the Shield 2 from Big Agnes or the Border, sorry, not the Border, the Pretense Border tent. But I really do like the Stormstar, I have to say. It's one of my favourite tents. I think the more I use it, the more I think it's probably one of the best ones I've had. And as you may know, I've had over 170 odd tents, so I'm very impressed with it. And just, you know, the way it handles the wind, it's just, you feel so secure in here. And the fact that it's versatile enough for one at 2.6, 2.7. It's similar to the Vern 1 that Gordon is using, which is a great tent as well. But the difference being is two of us can come in this and split the weight. So it's more versatile for me. We're kind of tent bound at the moment because of the clag, the rain, which is light at the moment, but the winds are getting up again. Don't mind being out in the wind, but it is quite cold. So I've just been editing the videos. It's about 9:30, I think. Yeah, 9:30. So time's passing by. On the good side, I got the batteries working again in my wee radio. So I'll probably have a wee listen to Radio 4 for a while. 4Gs dropping in and out here. Tried to post on Instagram, God knows whether it's gone, but I'm not getting any, picking up any signal, so who knows. Can't speak to my wife at home or whatever, but she knows where I am, and I sent her a photo just saying we're okay. Oh yeah, bought a couple of bags of snacks, peanuts, perfectly fine, started eating them, no bother. Then I had my coffee and my dinner, and I thought, you know what, I'll have my chocolate raisins, they'll be really nice. What were they? I thought they're a bit crunchy when I ate them. Chocolate peanuts. So basically I've had peanuts on peanuts. I'm sick of peanuts. So it'll not be long till I need to put this on. Brought the wee Woobin G5. I've hung on to this one. I get a lot of torches offered to me, and you try them and you get rid of them again or whatever, but there's something I kind of like about this one. I don't know what it is. It's the fact it's just so light and small, but actually quite powerful. And I do like the wee swivel light. I'm not trying to give you another review of this. I've done this in the past. But yeah, it's become a wee bit of a go-to in my pack for summer use. So yeah, this will become a wee tent light later on. I'll pop it up in the loft and then just turn this. There's a dial to control the lumens on it. As long as you keep it low enough, it makes quite a nice wee tent light. Yeah, it's a claggy old night. There's some strong gusty winds coming through. So what I'll do is I'll go around, check all my guy lines, make sure everything's taut, because I may not get back out again tonight. Don't want to be trying to put guy lines back in or pegs back in later. What is it? Kind is it?
Wee spotlight sits on the top. Because this camera's a nightmare for...
Oh, I see. Right, for filming. Yeah, that's nice. That's cool.
Although it can make it really harsh.
Ooh.
I better not have the flash one because that'll... It's
10 o'clock, guys. So we just popped back out again. Actually, there was a bit of a gust. I got out, checked my guy lines, tightened everything up. Gordon's done the same. I think, as you can see, the clag is really in here. So from the two of us, I think we're going to head to our tents, probably brush my teeth, have a quick pee, and we'll see you all in the morning.
Yep.
Right.
Good
Cheers.
night.
See ya. Good night. Slept alright, on off every hour, but pretty comfortable lie. The mat was nice, it was nice and warm. It's been windy and wet all night, some very heavy rain at some points, and some real gusts of wind. You can probably hear it at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to get some breakfast on. We were thinking about going to the summit of, what's it called, Mamores or something like that, I can't remember. But yeah, it's looking clagged in and it's raining on and off quite heavy. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to cook some breakfast, and then we're going to decamp at 7, and we'll probably just walk back down because the chairlift doesn't start till 9 anyway. But hopefully it'll be a bit more sheltered down there, and I can get some footage at least on the descent into the Glencoe Valley. No idea where the oh, there it is, there, fill level. Okay. Nice big bit of grass in that. This is the moment when I spill porridge all over the inside of the tent. Much to your amusement. Jacket. G slept alright last night. He had a good sleep despite the slightly creepy ring of stones sacrificial, don't know what you call it, right here in front of him. Which actually reminds me of a story. There's a guy who used to manage Tyzos in Perth, and he was staying on the top of, what's the second highest? Ben McDooey. Ben McDooey, in the middle of the night, he starts hearing stones being thrown at his fly sheet.
There's a story of the Grey Man of Ben McDooey as well. So.
Yeah, well this is the thing. So this guy's a very sensible guy. Got up in the middle of the night, looked outside, nothing there, went back to his bed. Next thing he hears is something like stones hitting his fly sheet. Looks out again, gets really scared, decides he'll sit up all night with a knife in his hand, and come first light about 4:30 in the morning, he gets up and gets out of the tent, and there's a perfect ring of stones all the way around his tent. Partly a true story. He said he had never run down Ben McDooey so quick in all his life. Right. Make of that what you will. So just a word about the Storm Star before I go. Brilliant tent. But this tent has proven to be really good, and I think last night was a great test. Just a lot of rain, a lot of high winds, and just some big gusts actually. And the thing just does not move. You'll hear it whistling through the poles, but there's very little movement on the actual island itself. If anything, if it's not empty in it, it just lifts up and down. Okay everybody, that was quite a quick descent, and we had a nice chat with a bunch of people going up to do the 2 Mamores, which I feel a bit guilty about, but we'll come back in better weather. That's G's just ahead of me. We're going to go and get a wee fry up and some coffee, which I'm looking forward to. So again, thank you everyone for watching the channel. I hope you enjoyed it, our daft wee trip. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel before, it'd be great if you did both. It really helps the algorithms. And I'll hopefully see you out there in about another week. Thanks again for watching.